Here's me moving myself towards another structure. Heading in nice and easy. When I get there, I'm going to keep the same bottom rig that I have on. Just keep working the bottom. That's really all there is to this. You're either top fishing and drifting, or you're finding yourself a spot and you're just going to work the bottom. Today's kind of going to be a special day too, because after I make my way back in, I'm going to charge the GoPro and I'm going to set up for catfish. So this is a two-parter. Part one's on the kayak, part two's bank fishing catfish. Some locations are nice in the aspect that you can find a place to tie off and sit. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. All I'm going to do is switch out from a bottom rig back over to a bobber, and I'm just going to fish along this structure. Now it's really easy to go from that bottom rig I was showing earlier back over to a bobber. All you do is cut the tail off your line, put your line in your bag for later, throw it away when you get back. There's never any excuse to litter. You know, wherever you are, whatever the circumstance, I can't stress this enough. Pick up your line, bait containers, anything. You want to leave your fishing spot with the same amount of stuff as when you arrived. Sometimes you want to leave your fishing spot, or this goes for anything, camping, hunting, wherever you are outdoors, sometimes you want to leave it with less than when you arrived. If other people are picking up, or if other people are leaving line, leaving bait containers, spare tackle, things like that, it's your duty as a responsible person to pick up and do what they didn't. We only get one planet, so it's everyone's duty to make sure that we keep it in the best shape that we can. Every little bit counts. So that's something to stay really active and vigilant about, is things like litter. Thankfully, the majority of the fishing and outdoors YouTube videos and other things like that, the majority of the people that make these videos, they pick up after themselves, but I haven't really seen or heard much talking about being willing to pick up after others. So sometimes you just gotta humble yourself and be a little bit better than other people. You gotta be willing to pick up. And I just missed one. And I got my line tangled around the end of my rod. It's a little hard to do it with this structure here that I'm tied off on. But as you can see, my worm is significantly smaller than when I put him on. So we're just gonna hook him back up real quick. And just cast this right back out there. Just let your bait drift. Hopefully the GoPro doesn't die before I get a fish in. Gonna turn it off and check. Oh, never mind. Missed him again. Once again, this worm is mangled. Go ahead and adjust the hook. Make sure the bait is on the hook. Don't be afraid to cast the same worm out, you know, as many times as you need to. As long as there's still worm on there, it's good enough to cast back out. You know, some people are a little picky with their bait, a little wasteful, you know. Gets hit a couple times, the worm gets a little beat up, throw it off the hook, put a new one on. But you're seeing me here, worm gets hit a couple times, all you do is just throw it back on. And there's a fish. Same worm. Oh, he's running to the other side of the pillar there. Let's see what we got. Oh, wow. That is gorgeous. That's a shad. Oh. He's a little aggressive. I would be too. Nobody's a fan of getting a hook. There he is. I'm not gonna lip him. I'll just hold him for the camera. Ooh. Uh-oh. Easy, easy. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous fish right there. Wow. Look at that shine. That is a shad. See if I can catch some more. There you go, buddy. Get some water back in those gills. Let him go. Come on, buddy. Come on. There we go. He's getting some life back in him. And he's gone. Wow. And that's all it is to it, folks. That's really it right there. Oh, there he is again. Guess he's telling me off before he takes off. That's it, folks. Turn the camera back on when I get back to it. So here I am, cast back out in the same spot. This time I'm throwing green worms because I don't have many night crawlers left and I don't want to be losing pieces of them to shad and things like that. Funny enough, I don't actually know that much about shad. I don't know if they're big schooling fish. I don't really know how they go after bait. Could not tell you. So there could be a school of shad here if they school up. The only thing I really know is they're bait fish. I mean, obviously that one was big, but you use them for cut bait. Or you could throw a whole one for catfish. Probably not that big, I wouldn't think, but depends on the fish you're going for. I can't get over how pretty they are. Those bright silver scales, the way they catch the sun like that, absolutely gorgeous. Another thing I have to say, as a fisherman, it's not just about the sporting aspect, it's about the appreciation for the wildlife in and of itself. I can appreciate a really just beautiful fish especially with like catch and release fishing, you're not really doing any damage to the fish. Oh, that was a little too rough on my hook set. I probably lost my worm. Oh, I still have worm. Tangled up my line a little bit. There we go. Something had it. The way it hit and where it hit at, I'm assuming that shad do in fact school, because that was very similar to that first hit I got. So I'm gonna find another worm in here, hopefully. I don't think I'm out. About a little bit of the dirt. Okay, I am in fact out of green worms, so I had less green worms than I thought. That's unfortunate. I'll hold that debate here though. Seems like they're just hitting on anything worm shaped. Probably throw rubber worms if I really had to. But here's a red worm. Set him on the kayak for a second here so I can close up the lid. And just, ooh. Red worm on a hook. Wash my fingers off. Wash off the radioactive river water. And throw it back out there. See if we can catch another one. It's the goal here anyway. Just kind of targeting whatever bites. Just until later, then it's strictly catfish. Hopefully I'll get one more for the camera. That battery is really low. I need to invest in more. Most likely gonna get some batteries in preparation for an upcoming excursion that I think the channel's really going to enjoy. But that's a little hush hush right now. There's another fish for the camera coming in. Feels a lot smaller actually than the previous one. It's probably a bluegill or something. Oh dang, nope, it's another shad. Oh man, come here. Easy, 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 easy. Very beautiful. Oh, they go a little nuts, I see. Wow, easy. Easy, 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 easy. It's hard to get a hold of them too. Whoa. That is another just absolutely stunning fish. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hook pops out. Oh, well. Didn't really get to show off that one much. Just gotta wait for him to get some water back in his lungs, or gills I should say, and off he swims. Beautiful fish. That one didn't fight much coming in. I was surprised I even managed to turn on the GoPro before I got him in. He felt really light. I was expecting bluegill, crappie, something not that big. This is a blast. I definitely recommend it, folks. Go shad fishing. Hand-up skills on the lens, nice. And he managed to poop on me a little, so these pants definitely need washed. Comedy gold right there. Don't tell me about red worms too, that's just shameful. Multiple containers of bait. And the catch is, they're all empty. Second can of red worms. Keep stock of what you got, people. Oh, these ones are trying to escape. Wow. Yeah, definitely count your worms every once in a while, especially if you're like me and you use, you know, the same container for multiple trips. Just count your bait. Don't count it by the container. Just go through it. You don't have to count every individual worm, but keep stock of what you got. Another thing that I really cannot recommend enough, I don't know what this brand is, but you get them at Walmart. They're the ones you don't refrigerate. I've noticed that they just put off this musk, you know, in and out of the water. And it is a far, far, far superior scent trail to just a regular worm. Another word of advice. Maintain your gear better than I do, so you're not bird nesting like every other cast. Watch your line. Check your reels. Don't wrap up the end of your rod or get it caught on the eyes. Be a better fisherman than me. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna catch fish, be better than me. It's not hard to do, people. Oh, that shade feels really good. It's really hot today. Well, here we are. The hardest part of a fishing trip, folks, is calling it a day. So this is something I want to touch on. I'm not trying to complain about it, just something I want to make people aware of. Is on a warm day like today, I'm on my way back in. And it's about that time people are getting off work. Actually, it's a little past that time when people get off work for the day. So there are a lot of boaters, people on jet skis, things like that. As someone on a kayak, even though it's small and it's not motorized, you have to remember that you're also a recreational vehicle to an extent. So just keep in mind that you do have to share the waterways. It's not really fair to complain about boaters and other people who are just trying to do the same thing you are and enjoy being out on the water. So if kayaking seems like something that you'd be interested in doing, just keep that in mind. You won't be the only one out there unless you specifically plan it that way. And not everything always goes to plan, so keep that in mind. Share the waterways, be smart, stay safe, people.